Hi there, everyone. This is Mystical Bev, and today I would like to explain to you about journaling. Now, journaling is basically a type of keeping a diary, I suppose you can say. What it is really, it is getting rid of the thoughts that are in your mind. I don't know if some of you have tried to meditate and you've got these thoughts going, random thoughts. You think, what am I going to cook for supper? What am I going to buy at the shop? What am I going to do at work tomorrow? Whatever. You have these thoughts going on and you need to get present. It is so important that we live in the now moment, in the present moment. And the best way to do that is to be here now, obviously. And to do that is journal. That's one of the ways that you can get present. So I buy a little exercise book or a black hardcover book or a diary. It really doesn't matter what you use. And I always write the date on that I start. You write the date on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, I put the time. Now, it's important to put the time, I believe, because then it helps you to know how long you've been at it, because it takes time to still the mind. So the whole purpose of journaling is to get these thoughts out of your mind so that you can start meditating. So before we do meditation, we always journal. Then you write in your journal. If you can't think of anything, or if you're not aware of what thoughts are going on in your mind, you start it as a diary and you say, right, earlier today, I was at work and I did all the month-end payments, and I spoke to so and so, and my boss told me this, and whatever you can just think of. Just start randomly talking about what happened in your day, and eventually you'll see different things will come, and you just write as much as you can. When I first started journaling, I had pages and pages of stuff that I wanted to get out, and it gets less. But it is important that you get those thoughts, those random thoughts that are in your mind, that you get them out so that you can actually calm the mind down and stop the monkey brain. And it's a practice. Anything you do is practice. You know, when the Beatles were practicing, they went to a pub and they must have played at that pub hundreds of times before they eventually went out and started playing bigger shows and started cutting albums. It's practice. When you learn to play an instrument, a guitar or a piano, it's practice. Daily practice over and over again. And that is when you can master something. And when I say master, I don't mean that you're going to be perfect. I mean, it's going to be more comfortable. It's going to be easier. Each time you do it will be easier. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't go back to sleep, that is the perfect time to grab your journal and write whatever's on your mind. I used to start off, when I started off, I had a to-do list because I was so stressed and the things I had to do the next day at work. So I had a to-do list and I wrote down as I'm thinking, I would write down things that I knew I needed to do for work. And once you've written it down, it's out of your mind. And I used to write, I had a to-do list, I had a dream journal as well. So I had all these separate like journals, which I've now incorporated all in one. When I'm in a dream journal, as soon as you wake up and you remember your dream, write down what you remember immediately, because if you leave it for a minute, you would have forgotten it. So write down what you can remember instantly. So that's keeping track of your dreams you can do in a journal. You can do a to-do list. You can do things that are, if somebody's upset you, and you can write down what you want to say to them, or write. A good thing is, even if somebody's really upset you and you're angry with them, swear at them, whatever. I mean, nobody's gonna. It's your journal. It just gets it out of your mind. Um, Other things that you can do in a journal is just things you don't want to forget, things that have happened. You can write down those sort of things so that you keep like a log of what's happening. There's so many different things you can use a journal for. But at the end of the day, the journal is there to get those thoughts out of your mind so that you can quiet the mind, so that you can meditate, so that you can hear your higher being, source, infinite intelligence. And until you start getting those thoughts quiet, be still and know that I'm God. Until you can get those thoughts quiet, you're never going to be able to meditate. That is my experience. And other ways to also get your thoughts quiet are chanting. There are different chants you can use, or singing even often can help. Singing, the other things people do that also get their minds quiet. But I find if you don't have something else that you can do, journaling is the perfect thing to get your thoughts quiet so that you can start meditating. So that's all from me today. And till we speak again, I'm going to do one on meditation as a follow on from this so that you can listen to both of them. You can do journaling and then you do meditation. With lots of love till we speak again.